All right, we're live.
Hello.
Hey, Jess, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Jess Chu. I'm head of marketing here at Trella Health.
And Andy Powell, Vice President of Customer Success, and this is a special day.
It is. We are live from our Atlanta headquarters because we recently released our redesigned solution, Marketscape, for home health and hospice.
Yeah, we've been working, well, mostly development's been working, right? They've been doing, and our development organization's been doing all the hard work to really look at how do we create a solution that's going to allow post-acute home health, hospice, SNFs to be successful in their markets, and we that's what we're all about. Right now, our solution is supporting home health and hospice, and so we're getting the word out because we're excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And today we're doing something a little bit different, kind of fun, a little bit of a user drive. We are challenging ourselves and our customers to get 100 people logged into the solution today. When we started the broadcast, we were at 68.
That's right. Which is, I think 68 in and of itself, that is our best ever day within Marketscape for users. I think we've had a beta going on for quite a while, and as we've gotten close to this release, we've been looking forward to this day. And 68, but so we've got a little bit of ways to go here on a Friday to get to 100.
Yeah.
So we need some help from everyone out there. It's maybe at this point it's not every customer quite yet online. Maybe it's still some CSMs out there. But whatever we can do to create some energy to try to get us that 100. See if we can't get there. I think we're only going to be here an hour, but we're trying to get there by the end of the day. If we got there by the end of this hour, or maybe a half hour, we'll see how far we go today. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and let us know if you're logging in. Please send us a comment. Say I'm in. This is so great. Let us know. Also, shoot us questions. We'll be answering all questions, so ask us anything. And we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So, do we have anyone commented yet? No? Okay.
No comments yet, but Andy, it might be a good place to start to tell people how to log into Marketscape.
Aha. How to log in? Well, luckily, it's the same way you would log in to the original solution you've been using. You just go to your normal login, and then everyone this morning should have started seeing a button for Marketscape on the right, and then your original solution on the left. So once you go into Marketscape, there's a couple things in there that are going to be really helpful. Even if you've never been a part of any of the beta, when you log in, you're going to get a video that's going to pop up. It's a welcome video. Mm-hmm. Charles put that together. Good job, Charles. And it's going to give you a little bit of overview. And then in the Resource Center, there's actually several videos that walk you through the solution, the different things that we've added to it.
Yeah, that's a great place to start.
Yeah, so no reason not to jump in today. Before, even now, in the next hour, this is what we want. But sometime before 5. That way we can say we've done it, 100 on day 1.
That's right. Well, might be a good time to cut to some tips and tricks. And I think our first tip is coming to us from the Philly office. Jen, are you there?
Hi, Jess and Andy.
Hey. Yeah, welcome to Marketscape Live.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
What's the mood like in Philly today? Like, what have you guys been doing to celebrate? Tell us about it. I haven't heard anything.
We've been continuing to work so that we can pump out even more features in the future.
No slowing them down in Philly.
Okay.
No, we just keep going.
I like it. Well, good. Well, what do you want to share most with users today?
So my favorite new feature and a great tip and trick for the redesign Marketscape is the rearrangement and drag and dropping of columns in our Explore table. I think that's a great feature that has been added so that you can really customize the table and make it exactly what you want and see things in the order that you want to see them in, and whether you want to see that data at all or not, with the ability to hide the columns.
Yeah, and so Jen, I wanted to switch over and actually show people that in case you haven't been in a Marketscape. I think she was talking about this new Explore page we've got, and if you log in and you're on Explore, you may be used to clicking on a column in order to sort it. But what you probably haven't done yet is just dragged a column into a different spot. So power move right there, moving the column right where you want it. We've also got the ability to turn the columns on and off. So there's one of the things we did is looked at how can we add more, and yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's actually one of the things we spent a lot of time on within the product, is trying to figure out how do we make that Explore experience really work for our end users.
Yeah, well, and really customizable for whoever's using it. Love that.
Absolutely. So thank you, Jen.
Yeah. Well, let's cut to one of our field offices. Nikki, are you there? Nikki?
All right. Well, maybe
We'll have to go big in Texas in just a minute.
No, sorry, I was forced on mute. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, sorry.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey.
How's launch day in Texas?
It's going, man. I had a long call with a customer earlier that was fun. We did some physician targeting in Marketscape, so that was exciting. Spent some time just talking about how to make a really quick top 10 physician list out of the specialties that they are focused on right now. Showed them how to save some filters. They were super excited. So it was a good call, and people are getting really excited about how efficient you can be in there really quickly. So cleaning up the noise is really simple in Marketscape. If you want to get rid of that visual noise, again, kind of like Jennifer said, being able to remove the columns that you don't need and really quickly applying filters and get down to a top 10 list is easier than ever.
Awesome. Yeah. So Nikki, you've been on calls today trying to talking about Marketscape. So thank you for your help getting us to our 100 user goal. I think you had a couple calls today to pull people in. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anything else lined up today? That any additional users out there you can pull in?
I'm working on it. I'm sending out emails right now promoting we're live, come chat with us, let's explore together. So hopefully it'll trigger some interest. But in the referral world, we know that today is dump day, which means all the emergency rooms and hospitals are trying to push out and make room for more patients, which is great for our customer base. It means they're getting referrals. So if they're not here, that means they're using our tool effectively and they're out in the field, calling on people. So I'm going to keep my heart set on that. That's why people are, passionately not here right now, because they're too dang busy because they're successful using telehealth.
Absolutely.
But I will continue to push the passion.
Get those referrals. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Nikki.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
You're welcome.
Should we cut to Florida?
Let's go. Let's do that. Let's go to Florida.
Okay. All right. Lauren, are you?
That means I'm up. And it is not sunny Florida here, guys. It is rainy, stormy, gross. It's trying to be winter Florida. So not great weather. So I have absolutely nothing better to do than to play around with my awesome new Marketscape. So I'm excited to be here and part of the launch.
All right. Yeah, sounds like you're heating up the day with the Marketscape launch. I like it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited that we are starting to train new customers on it also. So one of my favorite features, and I'm happy to screen share if you want me to, is just the assigning users. I know that's something that our customers have asked for quite some time. And to be able to really dig in and use this as an application for territory management, and I think we're offering them so many tools that allow them to engage with their reps on a stronger level and assigning those users, and now even in bulk, and not having to do that one by one is an amazing use of our tool, so that it's very clear to a rep that these are what my manager wants me to focus on, and it's very targeted and strategic to help them stay organized as reps.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one. And let me go ahead and show that to folks just so we've got it here. But the easiest way to assign users is that multi-select from the Explore page. I'm looking at well, let me go to physicians here. That's a common type of account you'd want to assign out to your field sales team, your liaisons, and as you go through, you can select your physicians once you've gotten to a list you want to focus in on, and then go ahead and assign them to a particular user really quickly. So here I'm just going to add them to myself, and now when I go ahead and look at my home page in the solution, they're going to be there right away. So it's a good example of how we're helping those reps stay super focused and see that list right when they come into this solution. So thanks, Lauren. That is a good one. That's one of the ones that we were hoping that we could increase the value of the solution by incorporating that, and we've gotten some great feedback so far. And congrats on getting through your first training. First training on Wednesday. So we're ready to train. Lauren's ready.
Sure are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I'm getting a note from our producers that we've got a special call-in.
We do.
Yeah, we do. We've got our CEO, Ian, on the line.
All right.
If we want to cut
Hello,
to him.
everyone.
Ian, thank you for joining us. I know this wasn't even in your briefing book for today, so thanks for making the time to be with us.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I don't see the screen yet. Am I doing the right thing to see the screen?
Well,
I see us speaking in Zoom. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're just using Zoom for the audio, and there's a YouTube live stream going out on our YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness.
We've had a lot go on in the last 24 hours.
That's right.
Hold on a second.
So if you go to YouTube and search Trella Health, you're going to see us coming straight from HQ. This is what happens when Ian's not in the office.
That's right.
We do these kinds of things.
That's right.
So we're a little bit delayed. So if you turn your volume on, you'll get some good feedback on yourself. About 10 seconds delayed. But
no, I'll keep it down.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Well, so Ian, one of the things I know that we added to the solution that wasn't necessarily just about reorganizing the data and having a more convenient user interface that's really focused on business development organizations, but we did add the risk-adjusted total cost of care into the solution, and it's something that I've only had a couple conversations so far with customers, but super excited about it because I feel like it's going to help them really focus on our mission, which is to make sure we're providing the kind of best care at the lowest cost. But I wanted to really hear from you, like kind of what led us to want to incorporate risk-adjusted total cost of care. We've had total cost of care for a little while, and now we've got risk-adjusted for our home health customers. So, could you give a
Sure. First of all, thank you for having this, and thank you for having me. This is really cool. What we wanted to do with total cost of care was give the post-acute providers, home health and hospices, and also skilled nursing, a really, really powerful tool to demonstrate their value. Because everyone's thinking about shortening the lengths of stays and the number of episodes without having any idea whether or not it's in the patient's best interest. So what we wanted to do was show that there are many examples sometimes where more post-acute actually lowers the patient's overall cost of care over a longer period of time by at times a very, very big number. And so that would help both the post-acute providers do two things. One, demonstrate that their care plans are in the patient's and the payer's best interest over time, and to be able to demonstrate relative superior value versus their peers. The problem is that you have different levels of severity and different patient types, right? Some patients can be a lot sicker than others and naturally require a lot more health care. And so what we wanted to do was find a way to do a risk adjustment that we knew all of the insurers understood and accepted. And as a result, all of the hospitals understand and accept. And that is the CMS HCC risk adjustment model. It's what CMS uses to determine the per capitation payment rates of a healthcare plans, a Medicare Advantage plan's beneficiaries. So if I determine that Andy is really sick, I might pay that plan $5,000 a month to take care, to insure Andy. But I know Jessica is much healthier and younger, and so I would then pay her. I might only pay $1,000 a month for her. So that's what they use. Everyone understands it. If we had the post-acute providers walk in with these costs without having the adjustments, the insurers would have said it doesn't take into account the overall severity and certain demographics of the patient. Now we have it, it's in their language, and it's something they will accept.
Yeah, that's great. That's great background, Ian. So thanks for going into that, because I think the Medicare HCC, and for customers out there, we've added a lot of total cost of care into the solution, so you can start to see that in a lot of places, and having it be risk adjusted. We have the risk scores in the solution now for hospice and home health. So real quick, I want to kind of give people a visual on that are on, because I think that I found an example. I went and said, hey, let me look at Northside Hospital today. They're actually right by me, and I live right by Northside. So I said, let me go in and see what the different home health providers look like at Northside, and I went and looked at high acuity, because that's often a place where you'll see higher costs, so it's a little bit easier to illustrate some of the interesting things Ian's talking about. And the first thing you notice is you have this risk adjusted cost toggle here, so you can see the non-adjusted cost for the different providers, and one of them is a lot more. But if you notice, we also break down that cost by the type of cost. So here we're looking at home health, and you can see that the home health payment for that provider is smaller than the other two providers. So in this case, that less home health, right? It isn't. So if you're trying to minimize that home health cost, you might not be minimizing the total cost of care. And you can also then risk adjust it to make sure that you're comparing more of the apples to apples. So even after it's risk adjusted, you're still seeing a home health cost that is pretty different. And so, that it kind of makes the case that, well, you don't want to be trying to minimize just that one step in the overall process of delivering care. You really got to look at the bigger picture, and that's what we're trying to help our customers do in the marketplace. So, Ian, thanks for that helpful background.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Great. This might be a good time to sort of step back and remind people of some more opportunities to learn more about Marketscapes. We have 2 webinars coming up next week.
We do.
The first one is on Monday, December 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that one is, if you've been part of the Marketscape pilot, that's going to be your best next step webinar to go to. We'll deep dive into what's in this newest release. And then for those of you who maybe weren't as deep in the pilot, in the beta program, we have a webinar on Wednesday, December 18th, also at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you need any help registering for those, your CSM is your best point of contact, but we definitely hope to see you there. And that'll be we'll also go over some of the free training. And it's important to get into a training program. right, Andy?
Exactly. Yeah, I think if you want to get the most value from the new solution, if you were trying to get in there right away, like you can't wait this weekend, you've got all your presents, you're done. You now have Marketscape.
That's right.
That's another present. You can open it early.
That's right.
Yeah. So you got the videos that are already in there, but then the webinars are going to really let you hear from our product manager Liz, as well as Teresa, the director of services. So they're not to be missed. And I think after that, we've got a training program that starts. There's one in January, one in February, and they're going to help people engage their whole organization to make sure that they're up to speed on the latest.
Yeah, and from what I understand, there's limited spots in the January training program. So if you want in on that one, you really need to make sure that your CSM knows that you want in.
Yeah, we have seen some interest in the January already, which people are ready to go and they want to hit the ground running for 2020. We are limiting that to 50 slots because we want to make sure that we get that first set really nailed and then go there from February. So there's still some slots, but jump on it.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, getting in that January training could really make sure that your vision for your business development in 2020 has never been clear.
Exactly.
All right. Well, great. Do we have any more tips and tricks, or?
I think we do have. We haven't actually talked to Teresa yet. She's on the line too.
Oh, let's hear from
Teresa.
Teresa.
It's our South Atlanta remote office there. Teresa.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Teresa.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's dreary here, just like Lauren said. It's rainy and ugly here in Atlanta too. It's cold and rainy.
Yeah, if we didn't have Marketscape roll out today, it'd be one of those days where like, oh, it's rainy. But to me, it's like
no, it's bright and shiny. And couldn't be hotter.
That's because we launched Marketscape, so yes, it's bright and shiny.
I didn't even notice.
I'm really excited. As stated before, we do have those 2 webinars coming up on Monday, the 16th, which we're going to go over all of the new release information, and then we're doing Marketscape overview on the 18th with myself, talk about the functionality and some of the workflows. So I'm excited about getting that off and running to go over what our transition programs will look like in January and February.
Awesome.
So tips and tricks. One of the tips that I wanted to give is comparison list.
Okay.
One of the areas that I really like that we have is that you can create your own comparison list and utilize that when you're creating your Plan My Visit presentation or certain reports like total cost of care. You can pull in yourself and your top competitors, create that list without having your CSM or going into the admin panel to have to create it as in our original solution, and you can use that moving forward to pull that in very quickly. I really like that because that'll make it easier for them to be able to get that information they want up front on themselves and their competitors when they compare the data.
Yeah, we were talking about this morning, and I actually hadn't really dug into that one yet. And then I went and I was preparing for the demonstration on total cost of care that we just saw earlier, and realized, oh my gosh, I can create. And actually, maybe I'll go jump over that and show you guys what Teresa's talking about. There's a few places in the application where you can select competitors, and probably one of the most notable would be if you're saying, hey, I've got this physician here, and I want to go ahead and create a presentation for that physician, and when you're in this Plan My Visit presentation, you got a couple options when you go to select competitors. You might want to look at the physician's top 5 destinations, and that they're available there when you click on that. Or if you know that they're focused on a certain hospital, you could go ahead and select that hospital, and that particular hospital is. Hold on, people. I wasn't actually showing you that. The particular hospital, you can then choose those. So this makes it really easy to set up a comparison list that matches the different scenarios that you're comfortable with. So you're not just looking at what the physician's doing, but maybe also talking about the competitors that are most important for you to be talking with in the market in general. So that's good way to speed the process up when you're creating your presentations or when you're configuring something like total cost of care. Teresa, are there any other locations in the application where you found the those lists be helpful?
Yes, I really like some of the new icons we added in our destinations table, especially in home health, where it gives you whether or not you do or don't meet the benchmarks for the readmission rate and the hospitalization rate, where it has the red and the green, and you can hover in that table and see if you are below or above that benchmark. I thought that was also an awesome little tip and trick that's been added.
Okay. Yeah, so the and I don't know if I got, yeah, so when you're in this solution, there's a lot of places where you can see the color coding. We've really brought color back into the solution here. Cool. Well, Teresa, thanks for joining us, and thanks for all your work getting the training ready. I know it's been a long road for us, for you and your team as you prepare for this, and we're ready to go now. So must feel pretty good today.
It does. We're excited. We're all set and ready to go. I did some overviews and trainings with Lauren and Chris, and we're ready to rock and roll.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
If anyone's watching this, reach out and they'll hook you up with the training that you need for Marketscape.
Yeah. Well, speaking of viewers, we've actually added some folks since we started our live broadcast. So might want to just mention what we're doing here for those of you who have just joined us. We are hoping to get to 100 users logged in, and I'm just, the producers are handing me this now.
Okay, what are we at?
So goal was 100.
Yes. 78.
We're at 78.
78. So that's, in 30 minutes, we've had 10.
That's amazing.
That's,
we
I'm sure it's
appreciate
because
you
of
guys.
what we're doing here.
It's got to be.
I mean,
it's definitely unrelated to all the amazing features that are in the solution.
But we're happy to see it. So that means we got 22 more?
We got 22 more.
22 more.
We're getting some comments here. We've got people happy to be here. Really feel free to ask us anything. Put it in the comments. You can also call in to your CSM who can get to our producers who can reach us here in Trella HQ.
If you got a question or a story you want to share.
Glad you mentioned stories, Andy. I don't know if anyone's noticed me drinking out of my nice Trella mug. Andy,
I'm actually thirsty as well.
Yeah. So we've got plenty of Trella swag here, and we are hosting a Marketscape contest. It's really simple. All you have to do is email your CSM and let them know a big win or aha moment that you've had with Marketscape. We've heard of a lot of different aha moments from our team here. So just type that up. The deadline is December 31st at midnight. So, don't get caught when the ball drops without having submitted your Marketscape story. But we will be giving some swag to every single person that submits an entry. So, you could have your own Trella mug and, be a superstar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All it takes. It doesn't have to be monumental. Just hey, this is helping. Here's how it's doing it.
That's right.
All right, so we got 78, and we got people sending comments. Any questions so far?
We've got no questions so far. Just some, happy to be here commentary. But one thing that the producers would like me to cover is the name, Marketscape. So we recently got a new name. We were Excel Health, now we're Trella Health. And as part of that, as we were developing our new solution, we created the new name Marketscape. So this is really the combination of market and landscape. One, it ties really well to Trella, which is based on the idea of a trellis and how we support our customers for their growth and their success.
Yeah.
But it also ties to all of the opportunities for sales and marketing that our solution helps agencies uncover.
Yeah, so Trella the company, Marketscape the product.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's working for me so far.
Good.
Okay, so we also were thinking we would have this Ask Us Anything section to the Marketscape Live here. We haven't had any questions come through yet, but that is one of the things you can do through the Say Something. We'll give people, if you're sitting there going, hey, there's something I need to know about Marketscape, I'm not totally up on it yet. It could be anything. It could be asking about, hey, how are you going to help me transition? We've already talked about that a little bit, but maybe you have something more specific you'd like us to address. It could be, hey, I'm in here, what's going on? And we can point you to some of the walkthrough videos maybe. I didn't actually show that yet.
Yeah.
I didn't even show where those are.
Yeah, why don't you do that? We've also got a request from a viewer to talk about the best way to submit feedback on Marketscape.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to show both of those when we cut to the solution.
I think we should. Let me switch over and show you both of those. So the first thing is, if you're looking at trying to get more of an overview within the solution, the product walkthrough videos, you saw the welcome video as you came in, and it gave you a little bit of overview on the navigation, but really what we're trying to do with each of the different workflows we support, exploring a market, we looked at the Explore page already a little bit, defining territories, so that's really how do you assign accounts to your sales reps, managing your territory, that goes into the home page, developing your account plan, that goes into the Analyze page where you can really look at the metrics for a particular provider, and preparing a presentation, right? So that's the Engage tab. So these walkthroughs will take you through each of those. That's all there in the Resource Center. So that's new. You also can get to the Help Center there if you've ever gone into that. But over on the right-hand side, there's a place where you can submit an idea. And we've had this in the beta solution for a while. When you open that up, it's going to give you a place where you can make a suggestion. What's nice is instead of it just letting you pump in something that someone else has already put in, when you start to put in your request, I can't think of a request right now because there's so many great things in Marketscape, but it'll actually check based on your words, like, is there already something similar, and allow you to maybe go, oh, this is already put in, and then you can vote for their idea and comment to maybe provide your additional context that you feel is important. So the submitting an idea is something we're really looking forward to getting from all the users so that we can continue to improve the product.
Yeah, well, and really helpful, I'm sure, for the Philly team to get those ideas voted up or voted down, depending on what our users are finding most helpful. Absolutely,
and if you're in there, if it's from me, just vote it up. That's all I ask.
There you go.
Just start clicking them because they're, Anyways, that's the thing. You won't do that, I know, but I can always dream.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, we did get another question emailed in, which we've been given from our producers. What are some new metrics that are in Marketscape, Andy? There's a lot, actually.
There are some new metrics. We talked about a couple of them.
We did.
We talked about.
We didn't talk about my favorite one.
The risk score?
That's a good one too.
It's
not my favorite. No, my favorite is the star ratings.
Oh, the star ratings, yes. That's another good one.
It's something that we've had a lot of requests for in the past, and it's really nice to be able to see it right on screen, right when you get to the agency page.
Yeah. So the star ratings, they're right there. They're all over.
You want to show people where they are? Okay, let's do it.
I'd love to. If you may have already seen them, let's go look at a home health agency because they're going to have star ratings. And when you click through to look at it's one of the larger ones in New York, Visiting Nurse Service of New York, customer of ours, they have 3 stars, and it's right there underneath their name. So you're always able to kind of see that at a glance. And what we've done is we've also incorporated a lot of the metrics that you can get into the filtering, so you can filter based on star ratings. You can also see the star ratings that we mentioned before, how you can select the columns available for view. So the star ratings are in that list and right there. So you can select it, turn it on or off based on whether you want to see it. and you can see the starting right here, and it's already there in the grid. And as we showed before, you can move it around. So that's star ratings. Those are two of the goodies. What else are we forgetting, new metric-wise?
Well, and this ties to a question. We're getting a lot more comments now, so thank you, viewers, for sending those in. But we've got one about, are there any new highlights as we prepare for PDGM? Which we actually have a lot here for PDGM with this newest release.
Absolutely. So PDGM-wise, if you come in and hit the Analyze page for a particular home health agency, what you're going to notice is that after you get through the Insights section, which is new, you can see there the total cost of care, the risk score, we talked about those. Down below, you have tabs that help us organize our data, and there's a PDGM section for...
Ooh, a whole section.
Yeah, for the home health agencies, you're going to get that section, and that's going to have a lot of the similar data if you'd used our PDGM Pro tool that we put out before. You should find this helpful information. So it's breaking down your claims by clinical grouping. It's showing you those important differences between institutional versus community, as well as early and late from a timing perspective. So it's really breaking down all of your claims from using the payment groupings model. And then at the bottom, you got comorbidities. So trying to give you a sense for, hey, where am I in terms of the current patient population I have, and then from there you can start making plans with it.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and thank you for mentioning PDGM Pro, Andy, a resource that we put out earlier this year to help agencies prepare for PDGM. And where I think that this is sort of up to the game on PDGM Pro is where we've got a nice visualization of the data. So it's everything that you loved from PDGM Pro plus some visualization, and we're going to continue to add to these metrics to come.
Yeah, and if you like the data, if you're saying, hey, where's my table?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, let me turn off chart view, and boom, there you go.
There it is.
So we do have the data in the solution. Chart view, no one had brought that up yet. Chart view, super nice way to switch between how you're visualizing the metrics in the solution, and then you can expand them. So if you're looking at the chart and you want to drill down to the data, you don't have to go to turn off chart view. You can actually drill down to an individual item.
That's fantastic. So a couple other comments that we're getting here on the chat. Got a question here. Were there any early adopters prior to the go live launch date?
Yeah, we did have, we mentioned this earlier quickly, we had a beta program that's been running for quite a while to really start with a solution that helps them explore more effectively and lets you do things like look at recent providers, and then we've tried to make sure as we've moved more and more functionality into Marketscape that, for people that are transitioning from the original solution to Marketscape, they're not going to say, oh, where's this, where's that? We pretty much moved everything that you'd want from the original solution into Marketscape. So part of the transition training is just being able to say, okay, where is this? And hopefully you're going to say, it's organized in a way that's really helpful. I've got that Analyze page that's broken out for me, so I don't have to scroll as much. So if you're looking for something, for example, like a physician, I want to see the destinations from a physician's patients. Right now, instead of having to scroll all the way bottom, scroll, you're just right there. Scroll down a little bit. You got the destinations tab. Hit that. Boom. You're looking at those destinations. So hopefully that makes it easier to navigate through the solution for all of our users. We've gotten some pretty good feedback on that so far.
Yeah, that's fantastic. 22 users to go.
We got, well,
it could be less. We haven't checked the stats, but we will do that in a minute. But
when the chat, we'll send out something at 5 today for sure on the chat. We may not be here because.
I don't know. Philly's hard at work up there. They're developing new features and applications already. They're on to the next thing.
They are. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. What have we not covered here that we want to make sure we
We do have
touch
one
on?
other question that we didn't.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we have one in the chat that we haven't covered yet. So Andy, can you provide an example of when you might make a presentation in the new solution?
Yeah, when you'd make the presentation is when you're hopefully looking to have that conversation with a referral source. And one of the things that Trello allows you to do, and more so with Marketscape than ever before, is to have that personalized, data-driven presentation. So, talking about someone's own patient population or own patients is usually going to be more engaging than just talking about your performance, right? So if you can get them to start from that perspective, then you're much more likely to have continue that conversation into something really meaningful. So that's kind of the when. For those of you who maybe weren't here earlier, we did touch on this. Let me go in and show you how easy it is to create a presentation. So if you put yourself in the kind of situation of a sales rep who has this set of accounts that they're calling on. These are physicians here. I could also be looking at my hospitals or other agencies. But if you go ahead and select this particular physician, and then you go in, all you got to do is click this link over here on the right. And what that's going to do is summarize for you after you select your competitors. So I'm going to take the top 3 competitors. Here's 3 competitors that physician, the physician's patients would go to from a home health perspective. And it starts, this default presentation starts with looking at their information, so their patient population, diagnostic mix, patient age, and then as you get down to the bottom, after they've had a chance to really engage you on maybe something they weren't as aware of, you can get into how you're comparing to others in your market. And that's where we provide you with the different metrics like readmission rate, hospitalization, 30 days, 90 days, and all really geared around you being able to tell your story, make sure that physician is engaged with you and really gets value from that. It's not just, oh, yeah, I know more about this agency that's going to provide home health, but I actually also know more about the patients I'm serving.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right. Well, I think we're there.
Yeah, I think we're there. We haven't checked the numbers, but I feel like records have just like
I'm feeling
broken.
Good. We've got we get updates every hour.
Yeah.
So at the 4:00 hour, we'll see if we can't get an update out to folks, see where we're at, and then of course a little bit after 5, post out the final tally. Hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we do have till midnight. That's true. It's a one-day goal. So see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'll stay up late tonight counting down. Well, Andy, it was really fun to broadcast live from HQ with you.
Yeah, Trello Health HQ, 24th floor, coming straight out of Buckhead, Tower Place 100. We love our office. It's been fun. We just got in here this year, and everyone that joined us, thanks for joining. Feel free to make all your feedback positive on this.
That's right. Hit the like button, little thumbs up.
Oh yeah, give it, subscribe, hit the bell if you've ever watched a YouTube video.
That's right.
They always tell you to do that. So I guess we should have planned some big goofy
we should
visual
have
for that.
With a big cutout for a bell. Next time
you'll get all the things popping on the screen. We got to get our technical folks on that.
Yeah, there we go. Well, and a big thank you to everybody who called in and shared some tips and tricks with us. And Jen, please make sure everybody in Philly knows, how appreciative we are of being here on launch day.
Yeah, great work, everyone. Happy holidays if we don't talk to you, and thanks for joining today.